So hello guys, how are you? Welcome to our channel Success Hill. So सबसे पहले would you please confirm कि हमारी ऑडियो आपके पास सही तरह पहुंच रही है या नहीं? प्लीज कमेंट सेक्शन में बता दीजिए. So hello guys, how are you? So I think everything is fine. We can start the session. So आज के सेशन में हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं हमारे नए गेस्ट सुभायन मुखर्जी. ही इज़ फ्रॉम बंगाल एंड ही इज़ डूइंग पीएचडी इन ताइवान. काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग जर्नी है, आज इनके बारे में जानेंगे हम. सो गाइस लेट्स स्टार्ट. हम टाइम ज़्यादा वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे, जल्दी से शुरू करते हैं. सो हाय सुभायन, वेलकम टू आवर चैनल. वुड यू प्लीज टेल द स्टूडेंट्स अबाउट योर जर्नी इन ब्रीफ, दैट हाउ यू स्टार्टेड एंड how you started your bachelor's and master's, and then how you applied for a PhD position in Taiwan.
Okay. Thank you. First of all, I say thank you to you guys for calling me in this session. Okay. Yeah, I am Subhayan Mukherjee from Kolkata, West Bengal. So actually, my journey is little interesting. I did my bachelor's from physics department. It's in Kolkata from West Bengal State University, and the name of the college was Barrackpore Rastraguru Surendranath College. So after did my bachelor's, I tried for JAM. So you guys know what is JAM exam, but I scored the JAM. I qualified the JAM exam, but there was some difficulties from my family. I can say I was not scored very well that I can join top IITs, but there was probability to join some IIST or NITs, but there was some problem from my family background. So that is why I had no other choice to join a university which is very close to my home. So that is why I choose West Bengal State University. So one interesting thing that I want to say that in my bachelor's life, I was always very interested with the practical part. So that time I can't say that I am expert with experimental because that was called practical, not experimental. So I was very interested with practical things. So that is why I chose the applied physics department. That was called as electronics department. So I switched to electronics department in the West Bengal State University for my masters in 2018. So I did my bachelor's. I mean, I ended my bachelor's 2018 and joined my masters from there. But I was very interested to do research from my bachelor's, and it was actually I was motivated for my from my seniors. I was in my from my college. I saw my many seniors. They were doing PhDs from IMSc Chennai, from Indian IIA, I think Indian Institute of Astrophysics. Yeah, so I saw them that they are doing really something good. From one from Bark. So I was very interested that how may I go through. I mean, how may I start my journey after my masters? But I was very fortunate that I got a professor in my department. Actually, he is from NTU Singapore. I think you guys know that he did his PhD from NTU Singapore. So I got him in my department as a senior professor. So that on that time, I mean, I can say the month was around August or September 2018. So I just went to him and tell that, sir, I want to do PhD after my MSc, just like very childish. So then he gave me, I mean, he assigned me some work which just went through my very far more from my head. But I was sticked with his ideas that I need to do something. So I can say from the September 2018 I started my journey towards my PhD. Then what things after Durga Puja, you know, in Bengal Durga Puja is very famous. After Durga Puja, suddenly he called me and he said, "You are still waiting to join to do some work for your PhD." So I said, "Yes, I obviously I want to do something." So then he assigned some work. That was very simple. That was very simple work. He assigned some work for me, and he said that next year there is a IEEE conference, 2019 in West Bengal. It was happening. So you may participate in that conference if you want. If you can do something, then I can send you to that conference. So I said, okay. So I have no such information that what is conference, how to write paper. I have no such, because just finished my bachelor's, and then so I just did the work. Whatever that the name of that professor was Dr. Roy. So whatever Dr. Roy said me that you just do these things, I just did it, and finally I uh, complete that work and write the draft of the paper. And the conference date of the conference came. In the conference, suddenly I got a chance to join a internship in Taiwan, because in Taiwan there was a professor. His name is Professor Tan, Professor Cher Ming Tan. He is also from Singapore NTU, and now and that time he was in Taiwan, in a private university in Taiwan that's called Cheng University, CGU. That's also a very good ranking, QS ranking top 500. It was. So it was a very, I mean, something, uh, nothing it's on my dream. I can't think like this thing, because I was in West Bengal State University. No one can recognize the name of the university. From that university, I am getting this kind of chance. So I said, yes, I really want to go, but I don't know how may I go. That time, even I don't have passport also. When that Professor Tan told me that you can join my lab for the internship. So within that thing happened during the 2019 election. So due to the election, the passport process delayed. So they were waiting. Very lots of things happening. So after my second semester of the masters, even in my university, there was no such rule that a student can go to abroad for the internship. My the VC of the university directly said, no, we can't give the permission to the student, because we don't have any such rules that how we can send, because ROC was required for the sorry, NOC was required for the visa purpose. So Dr. Roy, only Dr. Roy, he did everything for my journey. I mean, he secured the permission from the university, and finally I got chance to do the internship for my third semester. So entire my third semester from the June 2019, sorry, July 2019 to December 2019, I was there in Taiwan for the internship. So in the Taiwan, I was working on the computational electromigration work. So the the migration due to the electric current, high electric current density, and the movement of the electron. So I was done. So I at that time I worked on DFT also. So this computational thing, I performed in CGU for that 5 or 6 months span. So just I came back to India after the before the COVID. So I returned December 2019, and COVID started from February 2021, 2020.
Hmm.
But one thing happened in my life when I was there in CGU for my internship. Then I understand the situation in Taiwan, how the research work is happening, because I had no such idea outside of the West Bengal State University. I am from very normal family, so I had no such idea. We know what IIT is, what is happening there, but I personally don't have any such experience that what is exactly happening. So that is why when I was in CGU, then I realized that how the research environment. So it is the reality. What is the reality? Then I decided that I completely switched to my thinking to the research, and I have to join my PhD in Taiwan. So then I decided these things, and due to my family background, I did not think about that I can go to the Europe or US. completely, I mean, truly I can say that I did not think these things, that I need to go to US or Europe. I was in Taiwan and I need to think that I need to do my PhD from Taiwan. So then I chose something related to experimental, because said that from my bachelor's I was very much interested in practical things. So that is why I chose some experimental professor who is doing on experimental topic. So that time I mean, I finished all the interviews. I applied many universities. So like NTU in Taiwan, that is the top university in Taiwan. And after that, NCKU, my university is the third ranking university in Taiwan now. What I mean, now my present university. So like two or three university I uh, did the interview process. I go through the interview process, and also one university I selected, that was SKKU in South Korea. SKKU. My senior told that the South Korean research atmosphere is really very hard. Japan and South Korea, their research atmosphere is very difficult for Indian guys. So that was the reason that I did not choose the SKQ's proposal. So okay, I returned to India 2019, just before the COVID, and then I finished the fourth semester of my master degree. And during then COVID started, lockdowns happened. I applied for the PhD. I tried to join another summer internship before PhD. I did from CSIR summer program. So this thing happened, and I finished my masters in 2020, and I joined the PhD 2020.
वाह!
Same year I joined PhD. Yeah,
तो
this is the
काफ़ी काफ़ी
part.
इंटरेस्टिंग जर्नी है आपकी, काफ़ी कुछ जानने को है आई थिंक, राइट? सो जैसे कि अभी आप मटेरियल साइंटिस्ट हैं, राइट? आप रिसर्च उसी फील्ड में कर रहे हैं, तो काफ़ी अच्छा सेशन होगा स्टूडेंट्स के लिए कि इस फील्ड में मटेरियल साइंस में क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, क्या बेनिफिट्स हैं। तो ये भी हम बात करेंगे इस सेशन में लास्ट तक जाते-जाते। बट सबसे पहले जैसे आपने मेंशन किया कि अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी के बारे में, वेस्ट बंगाल स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, क्या आप उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताना चाहेंगे कि एडमिशन प्रोसेस कैसा होता है वहाँ का स्टडी एनवायरनमेंट कैसा है? थोड़ा इसके बारे में स्टूडेंट्स को बताइए प्लीज़।
Okay, sure. It actually, this is very interesting that I am telling something about West Bengal State University, because I already mentioned that many people can't recognize the name of the university, because whenever you are talking about West Bengal, then you know IIT Kharagpur, then I think you know Jadavpur University or Presidency University or ISR Kolkata, like that eminent universities. So yeah, and also the Calcutta University also very popular. But this is West Bengal State University. The age of this university is only 12 years. If I am not wrong, then 12 or 13 years, because this portion is was actually under Calcutta University. As the Calcutta University was very large in terms of area, that is why for I mean, state government chose a specific district, and they made a university only for that district. So this is the short history with this West Bengal State University. So West Bengal State University, very new university. But what I can say that, because I know both the physics department and the electronics department, so I can say that this the if student has interest, if they are interested to do something, I am not telling that they must need to go abroad for their PhD, because India is sufficient enough to do PhD, I can say. So if someone is really interested, then he can also from West Bengal State University, because I can say the example, my friend from physics department, he is now in TIFR. I mean, from West Bengal State University, he cracked the TIFR exam, and now in TIFR. And from IIA, I mean, from West Bengal State University to IIA. So they are doing, my batchmate, he is now in IIT Jodhpur. So these things is happening because they have some direction, that they need to do something. So that is why I completely believe that university obviously has some role, But if student is really motivated, then the institution doesn't matter. Because all the professors are same. From IIT, I can say from IIT you may give 90% good professor, but maybe there are 10% professor, they are not that much of, I mean, I am not telling about their quality, their intention. But from West Bengal State University, you can get only 10%, but 10% professors were there. They are ready to serve their best for your future. So that is why if you are really motivated, then university or your institute doesn't matter. You just need to do your job. Because one thing I realized when I got the opportunity for the internship, that if I was from a good university, like a big university like Calcutta University or the University, if that kind of situation was created, that university has not such kind of rule that they can send a student to abroad for internship, I did not get that much cooperation from my university. As my university is very small university, they treat my case as a single case. I mean, they can recognize the name of the student, that this Subhayan Mukherjee, the vice chancellor can know, can recognize, can remember the name of Subhayan Mukherjee, as the volume of the university, I mean, is very low. So that is why if student is interested, if student has some direction to do something, then university doesn't matter. Now the process, whatever Mr. Gulati said, asked me, for the process is very simple. After bachelor's, actually, for the West Bengal, there are some kind of, I mean, generalized process like Calcutta University, WBSU, Calcutta Kolani University, like these kinds of state universities. They have their own portal. Just after the bachelor degree final semester exam, now everything is semester process, CBCS process. So final semester exam, they can check the portal, and they can fill the application form. For the outside student, like the students who did bachelor degree not under West Bengal State University, they need to go through the exam procedure, like the admission test procedure. And the seat sharing is, I think, 60% and 40%, like that. The same, I think, all over India is same. So this, that the process is completely normal process, not very difficult or very complicated. It's very complicated. If you are selected, then you can join. But to get chance in WBSU, I don't think is very hard. But I can say, if student has a proper direction for his future, for his or her future, then the institute or university has no such uh, role. Only the student and his or her professor is everything.
Yes, so if we can understand properly, so your motivation, your direction plays the major role that where are you going in your future. ये नहीं कि आपने कहीं से टीयर 3 कॉलेज से किया है तो अच्छा पीएचडी नहीं मिलेगा या अच्छा जॉब नहीं मिलेगा. So this is the time of skill. If you can acquire that skill और motivation होगा उस काम के लिए तो कुछ भी मिल सकता है इसमें.
Yes, in this case, I want to say one thing, uh, that when I was in CGU, in my internship period, then I think one QS ranking was published. I don't remember that which year or something. I was checking the QS ranking. So suddenly I checked that the QS ranking of the CGU, that was around 490 or something. And I just curious to know the QS ranking of WBSU, but I did not find the name of the WBSU in the QS ranking list. So that was my journey. So for my case, I can say that WBSU did not. I mean, WSU was not there to restrict me to get the opportunity after my MSc or during my MSc. And I can say, from Jadavpur University, from Calcutta University, the eminent university in Calcutta, many students did not get this kind of chance to do the abroad internship from during their MSc. And I can say, I did not pay a single penny for my internship journey, because it was sponsored by Taiwan government. The name of the internship program was TEEP. So from my flight, I mean from Calcutta, I took the flight and I returned Calcutta from Taiwan. Everything was paid by Taiwan government. So I did, because my mother directly said to professor that I can't send him to Taiwan, but if he will earn something, I mean, if he, the Taiwan government will, or the professor support him, then I have no problem to send him. So that is why I can say. And another thing is that NPTEL, everything, everyone knows the term NPTEL, and another one is Coursera. Now this is very popular, Coursera. So I listen these terms. I mean, there has something called NPTEL, something called Coursera or MIT, something from MIT, some the name of the course MIT something. So I knew it from my WBSU, and I did one course from NPTEL, and I did countless course from Coursera during the lockdown. So from WBSU, I also got this kind of information. So it is not a big issue.
Yes, yes. And many of our students are asking about ki how we can apply for internship in Taiwan or PhD, how we can find that is there any position or not. So वो कैसे सब पता चलेगा हम लोग?
Okay, yeah. So this is very good question, and simultaneously I can say that this is very hard luck for the students, those who are in masters, because COVID. So now actually I can say the process to get the information. What the internship I did, that is the name of the internship was TEEP, TEEP, TEEP internship. So you can search it in Google, just like TEEP Taiwan. Then you can get their website, and you can find the list of the professors those are involved with that internship, and you can get all the information about the professor and on which topic they are working, and if you will go, then everything you can find from the tip. And for the tip, the financial support is like flight fare, both side flight fare, you will get both side flight fare. And also the monthly for the you need you will get the dormitory facilities, and you will get around 8,000 NTD per month. I mean, NTD means here that Taiwan's currency, uh, that is 2.5 times more INR. So you can get 8,000, so that is around 20,000 INR. That is more than sufficient for a student for a single month. So the financial support is good, and this is the process. But the problem is that till to date, Taiwan is not allowing the visitor visa for anyone. Okay, so hopefully within few months they will start, because now the booster dose is going very smoothly. So hopefully they will start the visitor visa, but the process is like that. And another important thing, before applying for the internship, that is the professor here, mainly in Taiwan. Obviously now I have some experience for the European country or for the US country, that it is very obvious that if you are applying something related to your research during your masters or after your masters, then the important thing, you need to showcase something, your research experience during your masters, because outside India they are not interested about your academic scores, because this is completely, I can say, rubbish for them. Some certain percentage they can check, I mean, for the eligibility, but your qualification, your quality is not determined by your academic score. Some percentage you required, but you have to showcase your research experience, because uh, we are not that kind of mentality, we don't have that kind of mentality that we can publish some paper from the bachelor degree. Because as we are from physics, I mean from BSc, I can say BSc. If someone from BTech, that is different. I did BSc, so I can say I don't have such experience that I can publish something from my bachelor degree. But we need to change our mentality. that to I mean at least we need to know that how to study the research paper. These things we need to know, how to search the research paper. These things we need to know. Obviously we don't have such kind of resources, but Sci-Hub is there. I don't know to mention the name Sci-Hub is good or not in this virtual media, because this is not legal. But still, if someone is interested, then he can find LibGen is there. LibGen, they can find something. So they need to change their mind to 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 create his mentality for the research. So this thing is important.
यस, काफी अच्छा पॉइंट है, काफी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि स्किल्स मैटर करते हैं, ग्रेड्स मैटर नहीं करते
Correct.
आगे जाके। यस, थैंक यू सो मच। एंड अभी मैं काफी क्यूरियस हूँ कि आपने अ, अपनी फील्ड थोड़ी चेंज ही किया, फिजिक्स से आप अभी मटेरियल साइंस में, राइट? तो उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताओ कि क्या मोटिवेशन
Okay.
रही है आपकी इस फील्ड पे आने के लिए?
Yeah. So for that case, as you guys also from physics background, so you know that from bachelor degree, the entire syllabus is related that we know everything from physics. Like our syllabus covered everything, the physics related topics. But I can say that I did not understand everything from that syllabus. Like our syllabus was not so good. From the in third year we have Lagrangian Hamiltonian, STR, quantum mechanics, statistical mechanics, solid state physics, nuclear, atomic, everything in a single year we had. So that is why it was not possible for me to understand everything. But I was very interested for practical. Now, practical, the third year practical was not related to this modern physics, but the professor who was involved for us for the practical, he was from condensed matter physics background. He did his PhD from Cultivation of Science, ISCS in Kolkata. So he did his PhD from Cultivation of Science, experimental condensed matter. So I was very involved with him, and another professor. He is from JNU. He did his masters from JNU. So he is from higher energy physics. So I was very much, okay, or very much associated with these two persons, these two professors from my college days. So I learned many things from them. That the very effective point to do practical. Most of the students, those who are doing practical, what they are doing, they are just following the instruction by professors. But the way to do the practical, they told me that at first you need to know that what you are going to do. After that, if you are facing some problem, then you can understand that what is your limitation. Then you can understand your limitation, and then we are there to help you. So like this way, I was go through I was finished my third year. So when I finished my third year, then I realized that solid state physics, I am really interested on solid state physics. But that time I had no such idea about condensed matter physics. I just know the solid state physics. So then I discussed many things with the professors and everyone, but I was not so much interested with astrophysics. I don't know why, because many students are very interested in astrophysics, but I know little things, but I am not so passionate. I mean, so much interested about astrophysics. But then I checked the physics syllabus for the West Bengal State University. Then I checked that if I choose physics department, then I need to study astrophysics entirely for the MSc. But I checked the electronics syllabus. There I checked that if I choose electronics in my MSc, then I don't need to read number one astrophysics and number two nuclear physics. Except everything was there related to physics. So that is why I choose electronics, because I just checked that I can study solid state physics, because there was a specific paper for a semester, that is solid state physics. So that is the reason behind to choose the solid state physics. So I did not think so much before choosing the department for my MSc. Now for my PhD, actually I did not decide that which department I need to go. I just did my work during my internship. and then I understand that what is condensed matter physics. During my PhD, I understand it, and after that, I saw that the professor is from material science department, and then I studied everything, that what is the difference between material science and condensed matter physics and these kind of things. Then I realized that if you are going to the material science department, this is very good field outside of India, because in India we are for material science, that is means only for engineering background, and in India that is mostly there are metallurgical engineering, something metallurgy department. But for the material science department, you can get that much option to work on physics, to work on chemistry, to work on biology. So for the material science department, the option is very wide option. You can access everything with you. And mainly I can say here in our department we have around 36 professors, and I know that there are all in our department, every prospects they are working on, because Taiwan is very popular for semiconductor. This is very popular. So semiconductor is the key research project for us, but they are working on battery as well, because the Tesla and Gogoro. Gogoro means the automobile. I mean the bike version of the Tesla, that is called Gogoro. So it is working in Taiwan. So battery is the another important part, and also they are working on conductivity, thermal conductivity. They are working on the thermodynamics. So they are working everything, like for the physics part. And if you are talking about the quantum computing, this part is also going on with the collaboration with the physics department, because here in Taiwan, in my university, I can say that all the experimental work is happening in the material science department. If you are talking about the theoretical part, it is happening in the physics department. Because here in the physics department, that is specifically designed for the theoretical part. Because for students, those who are working on the space and plasma, they have separate department. They are not with physics department. So every experimental part happening in the separate department, not in the physics department. But for the material science department, you have opportunity to understand everything. I mean, like I have my friends, those who are working on the 2D material, and the application is in the biological field, like the neuromorphic device, they are calling the neuromorphic device. But they are working on the 2D material. They are working on graphene and MOS2. So these kinds of multidisciplinary aspects I can visualize, I can experience in the material science department, and this is the motivation behind the joining with material science department.
So, like you were telling about something related to Tesla and GoPro, like job perspective. So,
Yes.
what are the job perspective कि after PhD क्या इस industries में जाना भी possible है? Or what will be the salary, like on an average salary, if we can get into that? Taiwan में क्या होगी?
Okay. So for that case, I am not so experienced, but I have very little experience. I am gathering from my junior, those who are doing the masters here. So the point is that Tesla car is very available in Taiwan, but for the job for Taiwan, the number one job is TSMC. You can know the name. The TSMC is now leading company. I mean, just after Samsung, they are beating the Intel. So TSMC is the leading company for Taiwan, and also Micron is there, ASML is there. So this kind of companies are very renowned company, and also NXP Semiconductor is there. So these are all many companies are there. I mean, no, if someone has uh, sufficient quality whenever he is finishing his masters or PhD, if he has sufficient quality, then just he needs to wait hardly 10 to 15 days to get a job. Okay. So this is the very good aspect. So that is the reason that now Taiwan is very popular for Indians, that many Indians are coming Taiwan for their masters, not for PhD, coming for masters just to get a job. Because whenever you are finished your masters, then you can join your job. Now, in terms of salary, for the salary, I can say that here it is very clear. I mean, very clear. There is no such different for the scales, the job scale. So if you are masters, I mean qualified master student, then you whatever the job you will get, the minimum salary is 45,000 NTD. Minimum salary is 45,000 NTD. So you can multiply it 2.5 to equivalent for the INR. So now the 45,000 salary, the positive thing that in Taiwan, the rule is that if you are doing 12-month job, you will get 13 months salary. So this is the very interesting thing. And another interesting point is that the tax is 15%, but you will get 12% as tax return. As much as I know, if you, I mean, you will get 12% tax return after a year. So this kind of financial flexibility here in Taiwan, and the maximum salary you can earn, that is limitless. Because if one guy will join TSMC after masters, he can earn around what I can say, he can earn around 1.2, I mean 120k NTD per month. 120k NTD. So you can multiply it by 2.5, get the INR experience. And another positive thing with Taiwan is that the living cost in Taiwan is as equivalent as India. Like, I mean, we are doing the comparison like this. If you are considering 10,000 INR and 10,000 NTD, then the cost in India, like if you are taking a room rent, if the room rent in India is 4,500 INR, the same thing is here in Taiwan, that is 4,500 NTD. So no need to change the currency, the 2.5 times, no need to multiply. So just this thing. Now, end of the month, if your savings is 2,000 savings. So in India it is 2,000 INR, but in Taiwan it is 2,000 into 2.5 INR. So savings, if the savings scale is same, then the amount should be 2.5 times. So this is the positive thing Taiwan, that you can save a lot after whenever you will stop. Because this is I got this information from many of the seniors or my friends, those who are doing who are in industry, that you can save around 20 to 25,000 NTD per month minimum. So you can multiply it 2.5 as your saving. So it is really big, and the flight cost from Taiwan to India is not so high. If it is not COVID situation, it is not so high, because from Taiwan to India it is around 7 hours flight, including the layover time in Thailand or Malaysia or Singapore, and the cost is around 15 to 18,000 INR. The cost from Taiwan to India, it is not so big. So that is why Taiwan is a very good spot to earn money and thing. And for the research, Taiwan is really very interesting area now, because they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money, so you have lot of opportunity to do your research, because no need to think about the expenses. For my experience, I am doing a single XRD, no XRD, a single XRD. I am telling, I mean, I am comparing my XRD result with three instruments. Like one is my lab. In my lab, we have a separate XRD instrument. Compare the small peak for the XRD. I am sending my samples to our university's lab. We have a separate lab in our university to compare the result with my lab instrument and the university. And then after that, I am sending my sample to the synchrotron radiation center, for because because Taiwan have its own synchrotron radiation. It is called NSRRC. National Synchrotron Radiation Research Center. So our professor did not tell me that no need to send your sample to NSRC. You can send your sample. We have money. We can spend it, but we need a good result for your research. Because first day professor told me that um, we need 10 impact factor paper for your thesis. We don't need anything. If you publish single one paper, I will give you the PhD, but I need 10 impact. This is the things that they have money, they are spending the money, so they are expecting the good result, nothing else.
या वेरी नाइस टू नो दिस। अभी स्टूडेंट्स पूछ रहे हैं कि प्लेसमेंट्स के कितने चांसेस हैं आफ्टर पीएचडी फ्रॉम फ्रॉम योर इंस्टीट्यूट देयर इन ताइवान।
So for the PhD, sorry, for the placement, if you are graduated, I mean as master student, so for that case you need to so much flexible and so much knowledgeable enough to get a job. Because in Taiwan, I up to now I am telling everything positive thing, all good in Taiwan, but this is not the reality. The main negative thing in Taiwan is the language, because all you know that Taiwan use Mandarin language, Chinese language. This is very hectic for us understand and to learn Chinese. I personally don't know anything about Chinese, but the Taiwanese people are very helpful to understand your point of view, and they are helping me to understand their point of view. But for the job, for the placement, if you know the Mandarin, if you know Mandarin, then you no need to think that where you need to join. I mean, in for the campusing time, for the placement time, for the interview time, just ask you, know Chinese? I mean, can you understand Chinese? No need to, because this is impossible for a non-Chinese citizen understand Chinese fluently and to speak Chinese fluently, because Chinese is very difficult. But they expect something, very something, just for the communication, just for the understanding. If you know Chinese, then you no need to think after masters. You can directly join any company with a good salary. But if you don't know Chinese, then you need to prepare yourself so good that whenever it is in terms of your knowledge, you can challenge them that I can answer everything whenever you will ask. If you because because everyone will respect your knowledge. So, but and another important thing is that here you have option, a limitless option. You have a limitless, but but the students, those who are doing masters here, they are doing this thing badly, that they are misusing their time. Most of the students are misusing their time. I can say this is not good. If you are staying 2 years for your masters in Taiwan, you just use these 2 years to just prepare yourself enough, and you will earn a job purely. Because in my university, they are arranging a job fair just 6 months before your graduation. Like now you are in you are starting fourth semester, and you have opportunity to participate in the job fair. You can submit your resume to that job fair. You have entire 6 months to to go through the interview process with the various companies. As much as possible, you can submit your resume to the company. There are around 500 to 600 companies that they are in the job fair. So, and the minimum salary, I can say 45,000 minimum salary. So 45,000 means it is around 1.35. I mean 135k INR, the salary you can earn. So it is not, you can earn it, but obviously you need to motivated enough to get the job. But yes, you have also. But for the PhD, after PhD, the language will not a big barrier. For after PhD, language is not a big barrier, so you can join. And for the after PhD, I think the minimum salary is 75 or 65. I am not sure. Around, if I say 65,000 NTD, the minimum salary you can earn. And another important thing is that the postdoc position. So you have a lot of, because here project, the government will sanction many projects. So, so every PhD students have their own PhD project. Every PhD student, we all have the central government project. I mean, here central government. So project is there. You just need to grab it.
यस, सो जैसे आपने बताया कि पैसे की नो मतलब मनी इज नॉट एट ऑल अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर रिसर्च। पैसा काफी ज्यादा है, सारी चीजें वहां पर है। बट जैसे अभी भी वो आप बोल रहे थे रिलेटेड टू कि थोड़ा बहुत मतलब लैंग्वेज में प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है। तो व्हाट अबाउट अदर एस्पेक्ट्स कि लोग कितने फ्रेंडली है? क्या कुछ मतलब ऐसा तो नहीं होता है आप इंडिया से हो तो रेस हल्का सा भी रेसिज्म या फिर ऐसा कुछ भी, तो उसके बारे में भी।
Okay, so yes, the racism is the issue. I can't avoid this issue. Obviously, racism is the issue because the skin color, the white and black skin color is the issue. But the point is there, that whenever they are looking about you, like a whatever you can say, brown or black skin people, they are thinking two or three possibilities, that Indian, Malaysian, and Indonesian. So now, if you can introduce you as Indian, then they will respect you for your education. So for Indian, they are always thinking that Indians means that they are educated enough. So this is the point. But yes, racism is there. I mean, for the body color, that racism is there. Second point is that the language barrier. Taiwanese, for the Taiwanese people, now Taiwan government is trying for the bilingual project. They are working on bilingual project. The target, I think, 2030. They're trying to make it bilingual country. But the problem is there, the Taiwanese students, they don't need to know English, because they have education in Chinese, they have job in Chinese, they don't need to know English. So that is the issue. So the problem we are facing here is that they are afraid. I mean, they are little shy to communicate with, because they are thinking that we don't know English. How can we react with foreigner guys? So this problem is happening. But the very good thing is that Taiwanese are very friendly and very good. They are very polite. They are very polite. They are very good. I mean, uh, I don't say that 100% is good. Obviously, because someone can counter me that I have such situation, I have such experience that some Taiwanese guy do misbehave with me. But I don't say that. But yes, as much as I have experience, that they are really very good. They are really very helpful. Right? If I am going to a market, like morning market, to buy some vegetables, I don't expect English from there. I don't expect it. But what they are doing, before using my mobile to translate, they are using their mobile to translate for me. They are doing translation for me to understand that what they are selling and what is the cost and everything. So this thing we are experiencing. So how can I say that they are not good? So this is the point. And the another thing is that they all are very uh, financially established. So they are all financial, and they are very influenced with US. They're influenced with US. So one thing I am using for Taiwan, that is, Taiwan is such a country where capitalism is their mind, but the society is society. So like this. So they all are running for the money, but they know how to use the money and how the value of.
नाइस। अभी सॉरी, अभी एक स्टूडेंट पूछ रहा है कि ताइवान में जाने के लिए टॉयफल और जीआरई मैंडेटरी है या नहीं है?
Okay. Yes. At present situation, for Taiwan, yes, the English proficiency is necessary. Now it is necessary. When I came 2020, that time was also necessary. But that time, they were giving a option that you have some published journal or you have some abroad experience, then you can show that experience in the place of the English proficiency. But now they, as I said, as I mentioned, that now Taiwan is working on bilingual project. That is why they are, I mean, submit your English proficiency test like IELTS or TOEFL. It is important. And another test Taiwan accepting, that is TOEIC. There is another English this test, that is TOEIC. This is comparatively easy than TOEFL or IELTS. So you can also, for if you are thinking only for Taiwan, um, then TOEIC is another option. And for the GRE, actually, if you are thinking for the top 500 university or like that, top university in Taiwan, there are around 10 or 11 university in Taiwan which are those are in top 500 US ranking. So if you are thinking for these universities, top five, like you can, if you say top five university in the list, they are sometimes asking for the GRE, but it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory. GRE maybe sometimes a criteria for a specific department, not the university, but maybe for the specific department. So, but English proficiency is now important for Taiwan. But one thing I want to add, that is Chinese language is not important. Like many universities, the top rated university, even they don't ask you to take Chinese class as mandatory. But few universities they are asking for Chinese class mandatory, but it was not so difficult. But they will not ask at the time of your admission that you have the Chinese proficiency. They will not ask.
Okay, okay. So like many of the students are concerned about workload कि वहां पर ऐसा तो नहीं कि workload बहुत ज्यादा है compared to other India or Europe or USA. So what about the workload? Because पैसे आ रहे हैं, काम भी बहुत ज्यादा करना पड़ सकता है.
Okay, yeah, this is very good question. So, for the workload, if you compare with South Korea or Japan, then the workload is not as same as them. But if you compare with India, then I mean, I can request everyone, don't take it as personally. For Indian, we have such mentality that whenever we are permanent in the field for our job, we can do something relaxing, like these things. You can understand that what I want to mention. But for the Taiwan, the people don't think about this. They are thinking that this is my duty, I need to do it, because no one will care about you. Like if you are going to your, I mean, if you are walking in the road, no one will look you that what you are wearing or something like that, because no one care you whatever you are doing here. So that is the, because so that is why in the lab or in the industry also, they are doing their job. They are doing their job. They will not ask you that you need to do these things, but they are expecting you, because they are doing this thing. They are doing this thing. If you are not doing, then two things can happen. If you are not following them, either you are closing your eyes, you are not looking after them, and another thing is that you can prove yourself a Indian, that Indians are like that. So if you can prove yourself that India is a good country, then you need to do your responsibility. It is not about workload. It is not about workload. It is your duty. Like when I joined my lab, my professor told one thing, that the lab hour is 9 to 5. Sorry, 9 to 5. My lab hour is 9 to 5. But I will not check that you are there between 9 to 5. I will check your work progress after 1 week. Every week I will check your work progress. So he will not care that I am working in between 9 to 5 or I am working throughout the night. He don't care, but he just expect everything, the possible work progress from me after 1 week. I can say this kind of question, it is very common for us. I don't blame anyone. When I was there, that position, see, this was also expected from me. But now I can say that this is very common, that I need to do my job. That's this.
या थैंक यू सुहायन, बहुत ही अच्छा सेशन आज का। एंड काफ़ी कुछ जानने को मिला कि कैसे अपना अपना पैशन ही फॉलो करना है, चाहे कुछ होए कि कोई चक्कर नहीं कि अगर आईआईटी नहीं मिल रही या एनआईटी में नहीं जा रहे, बट ऑप्शंस कभी भी बंद नहीं होती, हमें ढूंढना पड़ेगा, राइट। तो हमेशा स्किल्स गेन करनी है। स्टूडेंट्स को पता चल गया होगा आज कि कैसे सुभायन ने स्ट्रगल की एंड देन ही रीच टू ताइवान। So last concluding remarks, if you want to say to students that they should remain motivated in their field also.
Okay. So yeah, so I can say just thank you. I mean, I think thank you is not a sufficient word for you guys, because you calling me and you give me this opportunity to express myself in
It
front
is
of the.
our pleasure actually, like having you in our platform and motivating our students and our family like this. So this is amazing for us. कि वो कुछ भी हो कहीं स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी में हो, बट दे कैन मतलब रोल, यू आर लाइक अ रोल मॉडल फॉर देम. If he can go, then we can also go somewhere. Just you have to be motivated enough. You have to work your, like you have to do your job smartly and do your work hard. And yeah, that's it. That's it. So we are like very, like we are. Thank you very much for this session.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Yeah, so for the students, I already mentioned a lot of times is that you need to have a proper design for your future path. You need to have your proper design, and don't think that if, no one is there for your spoon feeding. One will there. So you need to prepare your own spoon for your own feed. You need to feed yourself. So prepare your scheduling properly, proper scheduling, that what you need to do tomorrow, and which position you need to see yourself after 5 or 10 years. You need to think it, and you need to planning for it for yourself. And for the bachelor students, for the master students, those who are thinking for the higher studies, I can say one thing. I am very confident about that. Just prepare yourself, study a research article, because research, no, nothing is better than a research article to prepare yourself, become a good researcher. Because earning PhD degree is not a big issue. If you somehow join a PhD, I mean, someone like qualifying NET or GATE or something, you can join PhD, and I think after 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, whatever the struggling was there, you can earn your PhD. But you need to give the value of your PhD, because I believe that after now it is my second year is going on. I believe that PhD is not a educational life. It is a life yourself. You need to live your life. You need, because during PhD you have that opportunity to visualize every possible feelings you have in your life. You can visualize everything, the ups, downs, struggle, happiness, everything. You can visualize it. So prepare yourself. I can say prepare yourself properly, and obviously, if you have that kind of motivation, you can reach. That's it. Very, very good luck for all of them, those who are from bachelors or masters, whatever their present educational position. But I wish.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
So
you, thank you.
गाइस, हम अभी दोबारा वापस मिल रहे हैं थोड़ी टाइम में। हम जेस्ट के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। सो अभी आधे घंटे के बाद दोबारा नए सेशन में मिलते हैं। सो फॉर टिल देन, सी यू, गुड लक एंड सी यू सुभायन,
Thank you.
बाय
Yeah,
बाय,
yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you,
थैंक यू
Shubham.
फॉर